All right, let's do this over. Yay. So we're going to go through and do kind of the basics of photography. And in this series, we're going to start with what camera you need to look for. And we're going to go over what type of photography you might be into is going to guide you to the camera that would best fit that. Because you can think of camera bodies as tools to make your art or to do the best job for what you want to shoot, okay? If you're just looking to be a hobbyist, photograph wildlife and nature, you like to go on hikes, don't think too hard about it, okay? I'm going to tell you something at the end of this that I think gets overlooked and is super important. What I'll tell you at the end will hopefully make sense and get you to think in a different way. But let's start off. So what do you want to photograph? Let's get into that. So if you want to do like portrait work, you might want a full frame camera. Lots of options there. You want to do sports photography. You don't necessarily need full frame. You just want something that will have a fast shutter and can shoot a lot at once. You know, over 10 frames a second, 12 frames a second, 30 frames a second, because things move fast and you want to capture that moment. Probably want something that is similar if you get into racing, so car racing, motorcycle racing, horse racing, something with a fast shutter. Maybe you want a medium format because you want that color depth that medium format gets into, but those get expensive. We're not talking about budget right now, but just the different types of cameras you might look into depending on what you want to shoot. Maybe you want to just do astral photography and shoot the stars and Milky Way and everything. Not as picky, I don't think, as in camera bodies. Full frame will be nice because it lets in more light. That'll probably be the way to go. You just want a faster lens, a good low light performer, and you should be set with something like that. But that would also shoot well for other types of photography that you want to get into. So that's not a big deal. So let's get back into the types of photography. So I mentioned nature, sports and wildlife. Think about a crop sensor. So what that will do with your lenses is multiply it by, I think Canon is 1.6 crop on their APS-C sensors. I think Nikon is 1.5. And then some of the higher end cameras for sports and things, I think have a crop of 1.3. Like this guy, the Canon 7D Mark II is a great nature wildlife camera because of the crop and because of the fast shutter speed. I know a lot of bird photographers that use this kind of camera. And this is an old camera. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about budget. If you have the money and want to shoot mirrorless, you can't really go wrong with any camera made in the last 3 to 5 years. They're just so good. Mirrorless cameras, a lot of them have fast frame rates. A lot of them will shoot video, 4K, slow motion, all of that. I guess what I'm trying to say is if you have a budget, low budget, and you want a great camera, you can get a DSLR. I have a mirrorless camera. I have the Panasonic GH6. I use that for video, mostly only. I do a lot of my photography with DSLRs. I got one of the best cameras Canon has ever made for a fraction of the cost that you would have gotten this when it was new. And it's still so good. It's scuffed up and it's a little beat, but I use that for portrait work and sports and anything, honestly. It's a great all-around camera. You can get DSLRs for cheap, a couple $100. I think the full frame 5D series Mark II you can get for $250, $300. I think the 5D Mark III I mean, 650. 5D Mark IV, around 1,000. You know, that's half of what it did cost. Let's pause this video to tell you about Audio.com. They have great music by amazing artists and some new matching AI features. Their library is growing and they want to hook you up. If you are a creator and you need music licensed for your personal work, if you do work for other brands or companies or commercials or anything, this is licensed for you and your needs. So use this code, use my link in the description and the code there to get yourself 70% off Audio Pro for 1 year. Save yourself some money and get some amazing music. And back to the video. Now here's what I wanted to get down to as well. I want you to think about getting a camera that you like to hold. Think about grabbing that camera and it feels so good in the hands, or maybe it's unique and that kind of shooting gets you excited and you want to go out and shoot with it all the time. Think about the ergonomics, how it feels, the button layout. That'll be important in another video. But I want you to be excited down the line to go out and shoot your camera because it feels good. You know, you want to be okay taking it out every day. You don't want, if weight is a factor and you're like, I don't want to take it because it weighs so much, have that in your thoughts when you're getting a camera as well. That is a deal breaker. I think if it doesn't feel good, that's why I went with Canon, because I like the button layout and the way it feels and the ergonomics of switching settings on it. I didn't like the Nikon, and I didn't like the Sony. I didn't even try an Olympus. Do like the Fujis. That's the last thing I'll say. I want to double down on ergonomics, and then I'm going to throw this one in there. I just thought of it, and it's a great thing. If you have a friend or family members that already shoot with something, Canon, Nikon, Sony, Fuji, that could be a big determining factor on what you get, because you can borrow their lenses, right? Lenses cost a lot, and I'll say invest in glass more than you invest in the camera body. Glass is where it's at. That's going to make sharper images, get you closer or wider, boost the creativity more than the camera body is. I hope this all makes sense. I hope you think about what you want to be shooting, and then think about the features that you need to do that, and then go to a camera store if you have one around your city and hold stuff. Play with it. Go to the used department, see what you can afford, but grab it, get it out of the case, fire it, play around. That's what the stores are there for you to find what you like and ideally buy it there, but then also look online. You're going to find great deals. KEH has great deals. Facebook Marketplace. Tip on there, if you do find something on Facebook Marketplace and they meet you, take someone that knows their stuff. Have them look at the camera, okay? Some of these people are sketchy and I've dealt with it, so you have been warned. I hope that makes sense. I hope you like that kind of content and this kind of content coming up. We're gonna get into exposure, shooting in manual compared to aperture priority, which I think is what a lot of people shoot in. Why shoot in manual mode, We're gonna get into lighting and posing and lots of other stuff. So subscribe, comment down below. If I missed anything and you want me to elaborate, I will. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace. Love you.